Hey everyone, welcome back to my food forest journey. Today is February the 26th. So just want to give you guys a really quick update since I've been gone for about a month now. And I'm basically gonna give you guys some bad news, some good news, and then I'm also gonna tell you guys some of the future plans that I have for my food forest. So just hang on tight. Let me give you the bad news first. Give you guys a moment there to look at the bad news. If you don't recognize it, it's the Sweetheart Lychee, guys. Yeah, my eyes are definitely not watery right now. It's uh, it's just allergies kicking in. Uh, yeah. So does this mean that I'm gonna basically uproot it? Um, Not yet. And I want to go over this because usually you're not supposed to uproot this thing until you do the scratch test. And that's basically, you scratching the bark of the tree right here. I'm not gonna do this on screen since I've already did it 2 days ago. And I'm still seeing a lot of fresh green color at the bottom there. So there's still hope. So I'm not gonna uproot it just yet. It's been about 1 month now since the freezing incident. If you haven't seen that, you can go back to one of my previous video and you can look it up. But irregardless, if this thing make it out, if it starts sprouting, budding again, and if it's alive, I'm gonna uproot it anyways. Regardless if it's alive or not, it's gonna be uprooted, and I'm gonna move it. If it's alive, then I'm gonna move it to a new place, but if it's not, then I'm just gonna try toss it in the trash. The same goes for this one right here too. I've been scratching it and it's still showing me a lot of green. It's been 1 month now and it's still able to keep that green, so I'm just gonna keep it for now. I'm still watering it every 3 days, or so, 2 or 3 days. I still water it like everything is normal. I'm gonna do the final test again around the end of March, see if it's still green. If it's not, then that's that, guys. That's the end of two of my Sweetheart Lychee. You guys are gonna have to excuse the mess over here. I still have it lay all these around because just in case if we have another cold snap, then I'll be able to cover it again. But moving on to one of the good news, so obviously I was very depressed and sad that two of my lychee is practically it's like it's on its deathbed right now. So I went and did some shopping today. Now I got these at our local flea market. These are Sweetheart Lychee. At least when I asked the seller, that's what she told me, that these are Sweetheart Lychee, and I got them for like a really good deal. So I snagged both of them up. There is one disclaimer that I do want to give out. When you're buying at the flea market, if you're like one of those really rare fruit collectors and you want the um, specific variety, I would highly recommend against buying from the flea market because with these are not from like brand name nursery. So what ends up happening is that you're not going to be able to find out the true variety until the fruit actually pops out, and you're going to finally be able to find out from that way. So there is a risk of buying from the flea market because, you know, these sellers, they don't have a reputation to keep, so they'll just sell you whatever variety that is at hand. You know, sometimes they'll even give you like a totally different tree. So it's best to do your own research first before going into the flea market and buying, you know, lychee tree, because they could mix it up and give you a totally brand new, something else. It's a good thing that I know what a lychee tree looks like though, so, and I'm positive that this is a lychee tree. It's just I don't know what the variety might be until the fruit actually pops out later down the road. So this could be, I don't know, it could be a Brewster, it could be a Mauritius, it could be a Hak Ip. I don't know. But the seller told me that it's a sweetheart lychee variety. And then I also picked up these Atamoya too. Again, the seller told me that it's a, both of them are Gefner, which is the variety that I was actually looking for. But, you know, again, I don't know if it's actually a Gefner or not because it's from the flea market. So we're just gonna have to find out. They were pretty good deal though, so if anything happens, if they're not actually Gefner, at least I can still use them as rootstock later on down the road. All right, moving on over to this guy right here. Now this guy is the Longan. This is the Bioquil that I grew from seed. Took me 2 years, and yeah, this is the result, guys. This guy is actually doing a lot more worse than the lychee. I did do the scratch test, and it's not bright green like the other lychee. This is actually like more of a yellowish green at the bottom, so I think it's a painful slowly death for this one, for sure. But I'm just gonna still do everything that I can, water it every 3 days, and yeah, hope for the best. So I really wanted the Bioquil Longan, and I was looking online to see if I can find one. I was willing to buy some seed, you know, to even buy some seed from Bioquil, because I really love the variety. And I wasn't able to find a seed, I wasn't able to find anything. But there was one place that had the Bioquil, and that was Yen's Garden. That's where this guy come in. This is the Bioquil. I had to drive all the way down to St. Cloud, which is like about like an hour and a half almost for me. And then I have to fit it into my dinky little Corolla too. But whatever Farmer Bee wants, that's what Farmer Bee's gonna get. She was actually really friendly, and some of the trees were actually 7 to 8 feet tall. And I kept asking her, you know, hey, do you have anything in a 3-gallon size? Because I got it in a 15-gallon size, and she said no, that's the only one that I have, the 15-gallon size. And I was, you know, on the borderline of not getting it, but she actually told me, hey, how about, you know, how about you just pick the smallest one in the 15 gallon, and then take like $30 off of it. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. And I actually miraculously fit it into my dinky little Corolla. And this guy, this Buick right here is, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It's already, let me see if I can get it to focus. Hopefully you guys can already see that. Yeah, if not, it's basically, it's flowering already. So this one is a fruiting tree. If it does fruit, I'm just gonna pluck it off. I want this thing to basically concentrate on putting out auto growth. And I've learned a lot through the last freeze, or I mean, this winter, about the freezing temperature and the potential that it can have on my tree and killing it. So I've basically planted this one right up against my house right here. Now, if it grows too big, I'm not gonna really care for it, because at this point, I just want this thing to be safe for next winter. And I want this thing to grow as much as it can over the summer and spring, the spring and summer. And am I going to plant those these lychee over here at the same spot right here? No, I've learned my lesson, guys. Most likely I'm going to plant these two out in my front yard, like really as close as I can to the front of my house, so that it will have some kind of wind protection for winter. Right, moving along. So I've started grafting, guys, for the first time. And if you remember, this spot over here was where I planted the cherimoya. I started trying to graft some atamoya onto this cherimoya right over here. And the stupid thing that I did was that I didn't know that it was going to die back this much. So basically all of this is gone. All of this is just dead wood, and I was grafting it onto dead wood, guys. So yeah, this thing is it's a waste of time right here. I'm just gonna take it off, but it is showing sign of budding back out again. You can see that. So hopefully it'll bud out, give me some more branches so I can graft some more later on. So this was a fail right here. It's okay. I'm gonna start showing you some successful graft that I did though. And that's the key, guys, that I found, that if you want to have successful grafts, you just gotta start grafting like a bunch of them. That way you can increase your chance of having scion that will take on the new wood. And this is one of my successful grafts right here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Oh shoot. Right there. Come on, camera. Work with me here. But yeah, that's right there. If you can see it, it's budding out right there. This is one of the Lisa. It's all budding out, new growth. Now, I've basically moved all of my atamoya and put them into pots. I was able to save each and every single one of them. So at least that is good news. And let me see, what else can I show? Oh yeah, I was gonna show you guys the successful graft that I did over here. Look at that, guys. This is my very first attempt to graft. And I did a total of 10 of these. And out of the 10, only 2 took, so far at least. Now, if you look at this, this is like extremely small. So maybe that was the reason why some of my graph it hasn't taken yet. It's because the graph was so small. But this is the Presley that I grafted on. I was in the panic mode, and I just wanted to save the Scion at least. When winter was, that night it was freezing. So I just wanted to save at least some Scion. So I started panicking and I started grafting right away. But it took. This is the Presley right here. And this is the page. It took as well. Some of them are definitely not going to take. Example is this one right here. You notice how some of the growth start budding at the bottom right there and not on the Scion. That just means that the Scion is already dead and it's not going to take any bud. All right. What else can I show you guys? This is the Pakistan mulberry. Getting ready for spring. Looking beautiful. Look at that. It's all budding out. And then my favorite Djibouti Kaba right over here. Last time I told you guys, this thing was a monster. It took on all the freeze. It was fine. There's no problem with it. Well, a week later, it started showing the true result of that freeze. And all of the young growth over here, it got damaged. But that's okay. The new growth are flushing out now. Lots of new flush. So it'll be fine. It survived the winter. Oh, and the other Djibouti Kaba too. I gotta show you guys that one. Let me show you the Djibouti Kaba. Sorry if the camera's shaky. Ground is kind of uneven. But here it is, guys. Sorry about the mess, the tarp, but I can't clean it up until the mid-March or end of March. That's when I'll feel like more secure putting everything away. I don't want any cold freeze to just all of a suddenly pop up and I'm not ready. But yeah, this is the Djibouti Kaba. It's putting out new flush right over here. Lots of new flush right over here too. So this guy will be fine right here. My favorite guava, the Cattleya. It's starting to bud as well. Hopefully it'll push out flowers for me. And the Grumi Chama. Guys, the Grumi Chama got damaged so badly this year. Look at this. It's like half of the tree got damaged. The only part that was saved was up against this wall right here. I think this wall was the one that kept it warm. So that's why the half of the tree is still alive. That's the new growth. That's what the bud will look like for the flowers. Now last year during March, this thing pushed out so many buds and flowers. It looked so pretty last year. The flowers white, and it looked so pretty. This year, since there was so much damage due to the freeze, I think only half of this tree is going to bloom. The other half, it's just all dead wood now. But I think some of it is budding out, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's the bud right there. Yeah, hopefully that will spring out. All right. Moving back to this side. Dragon fruit. It bounced back. I'm gonna let it climb up this big oak tree over here. That's the ice cream banana. I'm gonna have to start to plant that and put that in the ground pretty soon. This is another blue ice cream. That's the Namwa banana. And this is the carambola. Lost all of its leaf, but it's pushing out new growth. Oh, and I also bought another longan from Yen's garden. This is the Kohala. This one's the Kohala. Excuse my neighbor's dog. The Chiku Sapodilla is fine. White Sapote is fine. Now, as far as the Peruvian guava, guys, look at the damage on this thing. It is gone. But that's okay. I think there are some still budding out. I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up, but it is budding out though. And this guy over here, I thought it was a goner too, but it's going to bud out. I'm seeing a lot of green at the bottom. The achacha, it's fine too. I just have it covered up because there's so much sunlight coming in from this side now since the papaya are all dead. I just needed like some shade for it, so I put a shade cloth on it just to protect it from the sun. And the jamun, it looks dead, but I did the scratch test as well, and it's gonna be back. It's going to be back just fine. I did do the scratch test on it, and it's still green. Alright, so I have a lot of empty spot over here. This is all of the Atamoya that I have to dug out and put it into the pot because I got scared of the freeze. But hopefully I'm gonna come up with some type of plant that will do well on this sandy soil here. I'm thinking I'm gonna grow out mangoes here. Mangoes will be good. But that's my future plan that I'm hoping to do, planting more mangoes. And update on the soursop. I keep telling everyone that if this is my last year attempt to grow soursop. And so far it's been a mix. This guy's still green. It's actually popping out new leaves right there, if you can see it. So this guy's still alive, barely. But this guy over here, I scratched at the bottom of the bark. It's all dead wood. So this guy's a goner for sure. Alright guys, I believe that was a pretty long video, but it's the most recent update that I can do for you guys. Hopefully I can grow a lot more stuff out during the summertime and fix this ugly scene that you're seeing right here. It's just all brown. Yeah, I want to let you guys have a look at it one more time. It's all brown and dead. But I have a lot of preparation on the way. A lot of mangoes, a lot of lychee, like I just showed you on the start of the video. Yep, that's all I have, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take good care of your health. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.